Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paperboy, and as we said on the live show here, we were planning on going over to the Buffalo Chicken Wing Festival, and we were going to go to Clarence. But if you look behind me, we got some water over there. It's been raining all night long, and Clarence is kind of a outdoor flea market with a lot of ground and all that kind of stuff. It'd be really muddy, and there wouldn't be a lot of people set up. So, not going to end up going to Clarence. What I ended up doing is doing a bunch of searching on the internet and did find a flea market over in East Aurora, which I've never gone to, but I've heard a couple of dealers that have gone there and said that it's not too bad. So we're going to swing on over there and give it a try. Worst case scenario, even if we don't end up finding anything, I at least know where it is for the future, and if it ends up picking up, I'll be able to go to it. There used to be a really, really good flea market over on Walden Avenue that's now a Walmart. So I can't go over there anymore because that would have been a really good one. So we're going to check this all out, basically so we can all get a whole bunch of chicken wings, and we will see you a little later. And hopefully we got a nice little haul video for you, and if not, at least we'll get some chicken wings. I have no idea what's inside, but it looks really, really promising because I see some big signs that say flea market, open Saturday and Sunday, and we're here on a Sunday, bunch of cars around. Don't really see a lot of people set up outside, but that's kind of what I expected. It's kind of a dreary day, had a little bit of rain coming on over. Saw a lot of small town upstate New York heading on over. So we shall see what we can find here. Wish us luck. All right, we are back home. And turned out to be a better trip than I thought that it would. Was able to salvage a trip out of everything. Please stay tuned afterwards for a lot of fun videos of the Chicken Wing Festival and all that sort of thing. That was a lot of fun as well. The rain held off during the festival. It did drizzle a bunch during the day, so Clarence would have been completely dead. The East Aurora flea market that we pulled up at did not look very promising because there were only 3 or 4 outside vendors and none of them had anything. And the other places, it looks like they rent spaces and then bring stuff out. Now, generally speaking, I've not had a lot of luck at places like that because those tend to be the more professional dealers, and they also tend to get picked because they're there every single week as opposed to somebody that just comes in. That being said, I did okay. I can't argue. I did talk to a couple of the dealers and ask them if it was usually busier, and they said, oh yeah, on a nice sunny day, the entire parking lot's filled with vendors. So it's going to be something or other that we end up going out to again next year if we have to head over to Buffalo for something, so it should be fun. Did get a few buys over here. Nothing outstanding, but we did do okay over here. I'm going to show you what I bought and why I ended up picking it up. Did pick off a couple of comic books. Like I said, nothing too great over here. But these DC Silver Age Classics, they reprint classic comic books. And this is Adventure Comics 247 reprint. The original goes for hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, depending upon condition. People like to read the story or like to fill in their set. So something or other like this, paid 50 cents for it. Usually any of the Silver Age DC Classics go for $5 on up, could be up to $10, $15 depending. So, for 50 cents, that's not a bad buy. Spawn is another one, number 311. Actually, as you get up higher in the Spawn run, the books actually get more and more difficult to find. So I don't know if this is a good one or not a good one, but for 50 cents, I figured I would take a chance. That same vendor had a couple of other things I took chances on. I don't know a lot about the modern hockey, but these are sticker books, 88 and 89 sticker books. And they're nearly all the way filled. And so I picked them up. I did see there was Wayne Gretzky in there, etc., etc. I paid $2 a piece. I figure it's got to be well worth that. I know a lot of people obviously want the stickers loose, etc., etc., but it's nearly complete. And to pay $2, it's got to be well worth that. I mean, 59 cents is what the sticker book cost originally with no stickers in it. So can't argue with that. You see something or other like that, you just kind of pick it up. Even if I don't get it listed anytime soon, I will at some point. So that'll definitely sell. And did take another chance on an item over here. Mickey and Crew screen scenes. Don't have any idea if it's good or not. It's 3.5 inch HD. Still sealed, factory sealed. It's a screensaver kind of thing. Still sealed, and you need Windows 3.5. So I figure they're not making any more. It's only going to go up in value over time. Somebody's going to end up wanting it either because of the Disney aspect, the old computer aspect, and I paid $1 for it. So even if I look it up and it's not worth much of anything now, put it in a box, find it in 10 years, and it'll have gone up in value. And if not, I only paid $1. Gentleman there had sheet music. I said, how much is the sheet music? He says, well, I don't know, it depends. Make a pile and I'll give you a good price on it. And I said, okay. He goes, well, usually I charge 4 for $1. So at $0.25 a piece for sheet music, and he's going to give me a deal off of that. I kind of went through and picked stuff over here that looked interesting to me. Clear the, Johann Strauss, Clear the Track, Delta Kappa Epsilon Grand March, National Song of America, just various things over here that looked interesting to me. I believe I counted 23 or 22 of them. And so I went up to him and I said, I'm not sure if I got 22 or 23. And he goes, give me a couple of bucks. So $2 for 22 pieces of sheet music under a dime a piece. And I got to pick what I wanted. Cannot go wrong at that price. All of these are worth more than $2 a piece. So I did well on that. And then the last thing I got was from another dealer, and he wanted $5 a piece. Leslie's magazines right after World War II. So they've got some or World War I, I'm sorry. They've just got some great covers in here. A lot of patriotic covers. This one over here has got a really nice ad on the back with Santa Claus on it, et cetera, et cetera. Just some great, great magazines. $5 a piece he wanted on them, which I said, which is fair. I said, oh, he goes, well, why don't you take the whole pile? I'll give you a deal. And I said, okay. And there are 8 magazines in here, including an illustrated review with a nice nurse cover on it. Red Cross, as a matter of fact. I said, all right. He goes, how about $15? I said, what did you say? And he said $15, because that was such a low price I was not expecting. I couldn't get my money out of my pocket fast enough on that deal over there. So these over here with the war covers, they'll end up going for about $20 a piece minimally. And if they've got some good content beyond that, they'll actually go for more money than that as well. So cannot go wrong on that. So that was about $160 worth of stuff there for $15. The sheet music, like I said, $2, and that's going to be, gosh, I have no idea. Figure minimally $5 each on those, which would be $110 back. And something there's probably a $15, $20 piece of sheet music. So all in all, ended up salvaging the trip out there, not bad at all for it being a rainy, gloomy kind of day without a lot of dealers set up. Just kind of goes to show you, though, that if you've got your niche, and it doesn't have to be paper necessarily, whatever your niche is, there were a lot of VCR tapes there were a lot of records there were a lot of CDs, things like that, there's sports items, et cetera, action figures. So no matter what your niche is, as long as you kind of know what you're doing, you'll be able to go there to pretty much any sale and be able to pick off a few things. And like I said, I was going that way anyway. I'd never been to that flea market, and so I wanted to give it a try, just kind of to see what it was like. Now I know where it is. Now I know what it's about. And I know that on a gloomy day at the end or beginning of September, when things have been picked all summer long, I can still pick up a few $100s worth of stuff for $26. So just amazing the things that you can find out there. And do hit the like button if you could. Do comment down below on what finds that you happen to have had. And do stay tuned for the footage here at the end, the Chicken Wing Festival. It's a lot of fun. If you're up around Buffalo next year, they have it every single year, right around, or it's always Labor Day weekend. A lot of fun over there. It's a $20 admission, and then you end up getting 8 wings for $10, which actually they've not raised the price of wings in years. Years ago that was overpriced. Now it's actually underpriced. So it actually turns out to be a good deal. You got the anchor bar, you got all those things over there. So maybe the city of Buffalo will hire me to be on their welcoming committee over here. But do check it out. I'm sure I'll go to it next year. And we will see you next video. Stay tuned for some great Chicken Wing Festival coverage.
All right, so here we are. We used to be Rich Stadium. Now it's got a new name to it, of course. Heading on in. This is where the Chicken Wing Festival is. A lot of fun. Used to be downtown at the stadium. Now they moved it over here. Heading on in, though. See a whole bunch of cars over here. Parking actually was difficult. We used to... Whoa, speeding up a little. Going a little faster residential area, aren't I? very, very tight parking, unfortunately, and I don't have any depth perception, so that was a real challenge for me. I did enjoy it when it was downtown because you were able to park on streets down there, and you could choose your parking. Here you couldn't. Here we're heading on in, a whole bunch of other people there that are going to become very, very famous. The anchor bar, that's actually where Wing started, and right there you see random neighborhood kid. He was standing up there in line. He was a real trooper, heading on up to yet another place over there. They had about 15 different wing vendors, I would say. And the funny thing about it was, oh, we got over here something funny here to talk about. I stopped dipping the tip over there, heading down to the stadium. As I was saying, though, the anchor bar is great, but there was no line for it, which is kind of funny just because everybody in Buffalo could have the food over there. One thing they did this year that they changed is the food was all up in a restaurant row is what they called it, or wing row or something like that. And then this was all the things that were non-food. They had contests, chicken wing eating contest, all that sort of thing, trivia contests. They had people set up that were giving out stuff for like the Navy and recruiting and selling jewelry and all that kind of stuff. So that was all down there, but it was really, really cool. You could actually be on the field. And, oh my gosh, what a catch of that water bottle. He's at the 10. He jukes. He's at the 10. Oh, is he going to score? He could make it. Touchdown. Oh my goodness gracious. And was that the really bad Heisman pose he just did right there? So again, it really was a lot of fun.